Sorry, I'm a little nervous. So I wanted to start off my actual video making with a bit of an introduction to myself. Hi, my name is Pippy.
Hello, Pippy.
Pippy. And I'm a leaf?
Why?
Honestly, I have no idea why. I thought it would be cute, and I haven't seen any YouTube channels or personas that are specifically leaves. And I can't animate. What am I behind this leaf, I hear no one asking? Well, I can give you the courtesy of shattering any illusions of my life experience in the old US of A you may think I have. I am a white, cisgender, bisexual male. That there is pretty much the base operating standards of how I deal with the world and how it chooses to deal with me. Deeper aspects? Come on guys, it's only the first date. I might have been a little hasty on my cisgender claim. But enough about me, let's talk about us. I had to put in a bit of thought into the type of relationship that I wanted to share with my viewers. What I wanted to be known as, I guess, is what anyone who knows me out in the world already knows I want to be. A good friend that makes you smile whenever they contact you. I want to have conversations with you that calls to attention the topics I often think about. And I hope that my friends here, just like my friends in life, are diverse in their responses. Whoever wanted to just keep declaring agreed upon statements to a round table of echoing affirmations anyway? As with any first conversation, this is awkward and I have no idea what to talk about. Starting friendships are hard, and luckily I have a large premeditated grab bag of subjects to break the ice with. I am not a person who should be relied upon for remembering and rehearsing every statistic and angle of the point of views I hold. I can confidently say that any point of view I have is firmly grounded in common sense and navigated by a live and let live moral compass. I always tell it like it is, and I bleep out my f***ing swear words because kids deserve a dose of straight talk like the rest of us. And I like to cuss. So with that in mind, remember kids, shit, cock, cunt, and asshole are all preferable flavors to... Now, in researching an actual list on Mountain Dew flavors, I can only ever find coherent lists of social media rankings and available now product lines, neither of which were a reliable catalog for trying to remember my personal bad experiences. As I look around, I noticed a flavor I had never heard of, apparently unreleased as of this writing, so in full fairness, this insertion into the list is completely based around my general fear of what the soda is claiming to be. Mystery flavored. I can't stand mystery flavors. I get that they're fun for certain people, but I have a stick up my ass about companies marketing flavors to me that we as consumers have to pay them and then figure it out. Is the flavor a general flavor that everyone can at least agree upon is a good attempt at a soda? Is the key ingredient cringeworthy and would turn away anyone trying to make a sensible beverage purchase with their money? I was an unfortunate casualty of Pepsi Fire. For some reason, I heard cinnamon Pepsi, and my brain equated that new beverage I've never tried with flavors I generally agree with. I made a personal decision based on clearly defined preferences in front of me, and I paid that price by watching my girlfriend drink the rest of the 11 cans with tears of suffering in her eyes. I played video games. After I wrote this, I saw a bottle at the store and decided to try it. To my buds, they were a heavy coconut base with a few citrus flavors mixed in. Overall tasted like liquid half-sugar Skittles. Not impressed. When I first saw this, it was in a clear glass bottle and it was clear as Sprite and very obviously trying to beat Southerners over the head with the concept. I'm not sure if this was a straight up American-only product or if the rest of the world was confused as we were. I'd like to think they were confused because that brings me joy. I tried this flavor after buying a 4-pack of bottles, and there was literally nothing special about it. It tasted like a Sprite that was trying to be a 7-Up, but wound up in a Sierra Mist drinker's mouth. I had never felt that there was a drink that could compare itself to a Hollywood blockbuster movie that clearly reincorporates tried and true emotional plot points from other original concepts until I drank this straight up forgery. I am skeptical about sodas that have so many flavors in it that they find it more sensible to just put a number. I enjoy Dr. Pepper, but I would enjoy it more if I knew exactly what flavors were dominantly present. but I don't feel like researching something just to drink it. The Doctor has an alleged 23 flavors in it, and when I saw that they made Doctor with vanilla and cherry, I was genuinely confused as to whether or not those flavors were already present in the original flavor, or they just increased the yield? Was it 25 now, or just 23 tweaked? Do I overthink things? Enter Liberty Brew, which was pretty much exactly the flavor I expected a sapphire blue soda to taste. Bad. It tasted like you picked up a Jolly Rancher that had been sitting on the floor of a truck stop in the middle of America with farmers from every type of fruit farm imaginable trampling over it in their work boots until it was dropped into a bottle of club soda and dissolved. It was an impressive journey for an unimpressive soda. I don't agree with number flavors. They're lazy, and putting them behind a statement of patriotism or liberty because there's 50 flavors is also stupid because it completely discounts our other territories. Guam, Samoa, Puerto Rico, Mariana, Virgin Islands. I guess 3.5 million Americans weren't liberty-loving enough to be included in this masterpiece of the senses. Have a tissue. Originally, this was my number 1 because the number 2 slot was occupied by a flavor I'd never tried. And while my first instinct was to not put something at the top of a negative list that I have no experience with, I feel like we can all agree on the top of this list unanimously. Some like me who catch obscure little bits of news might already know what the flavor is. But this is our number 2 flavor, Sangria. This soda was displeasing to me in every way a soda can be. The real letdown is that I have no real objection to the concept of sangria. Like Pepsi Fire, my mind automatically grouped flavor concepts that might be able to balance themselves out. Immediately, I thought of a cheerwine base, mixed with subtle hints of Fanta-esque fruit cocktails, and brought to me by the company cooperation that brought me Baja Blast, my favorite of all the dews. Quick segue. I have a little personal lunchbox-sized cooler that I sometimes use to bring some cold beverages along, so I'm not cutting into any of my friends' limited groceries when I hang out. I brought it stacked with a full 12 of Baja cans on the rocks, and was asked for a ride by one of my friends within an hour of my arrival. I took him over to his place and can't really remember what that was all about, only that it took about 2 hours, and when we got back, every can I bought was drank. You all. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, Sangria Blast. Fuck off! The color was dark and bloody and the bubbles were disconcerting hue of pink. The texture was thick, and while I always thought Cheerwine's heavy cherry vibe made it the wine of sodas in my taste buds, apparently they were trying to go for an actual grapes pre-digested by fungus then poured over a medley of mismatched fruits. But they didn't want you to get drunk, no. They wanted you to throw up over your tacos naturally. I tried it twice. Usually it only takes once to determine I don't like things, but I remember first getting it while not actually at Taco Bell to get food. I just stopped by for a cup of Baja for the road, and seeing Sangria, decided this is the day I finally try it. Poured me a quick few spurts and shot it down. I've never been so close to spitting out a beverage in public and not for poorly communicated comedic effect. The second time I tried this shitty beverage is when I thought that maybe my bias was fueled by my initial desire for Baja making my taste buds reject it. And also, I remember the first time drinking Baja while also eating Taco Bell, the synergy was amazing. So I pour me a cup, I grabbed my seat, and after about 4 solid sips during my meal, I regretted the entire second chance. I never judge a book by its cover, and I always give a fair try before I give my criticism. Let it be known. What the actual fuck? I could have sworn up and down that this was a meme or a f***ing Onion report when I saw this for the first time, but my psyche would not allow me to discount something so blatantly disgusting being considered for mass marketing. Doritos, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the snacking. Mountain Dew. Despite this list, I don't sincerely care about your beverages all that deeply, but Baja is my cooling nectar in the Mojave Oasis. So how the fuck did anyone convince you that these things are wanted? Cheese soda is not a thing. Cheese soda should never be a thing. I am a fan of cheese, I am a fan of soda, and I am the biggest fan of common f***ing sense. As previously stated, cinnamon soda made so much sense to me, and I can imagine both spectrums of people who would and would not like that soda. Now, close your eyes and try to imagine the person or persons in the new commercial where they are drinking nuclear orange liquid attempting to make the concept of cheese refreshing. The got milk guy, because anyone who can pull off that marketing feat deserves the keys to all our psych files. Regardless, it was tested on the one place America tends to test deadly substances on the public. College. I never went to college. I took a college class once to earn a job, and for a brief period of time I claimed to potential mates that I went to college. That usually got me into trouble. Only part of the truth is still lying, kids. So my concept of college social structure is about the same as my concept of high schoolers. People who are still trying to figure out their lives and identities start to group into like-minded masses that reinforce their own outlooks on what life should be, so as to drown out other conflicting mentalities from other groups. So I find it very remarkable that in the most confusing and arguably stressful time of a young adult's life within an environment of vast differences in opinions and practice, humanity stood up and with a unified voice declared, orange flavor soda with the aftertaste of nacho cheese is disgusting in every conceivable way. That was the end of Doritos. And thank you, college goers of 2014. I have hope for the future. I didn't include any of their other experimental flavors of energy drinks or gamer fuel in my factoring. If a beverage has any other intended purpose other than being refreshing, I tend to not pay attention to it. I used to drink a cup of coffee every morning from the time I was 8 until the time I was 23, and in that time, I knew that cold coffee existed, but I was set in my ways. Then I realized just how easy it was to regularly make and be refreshed by cold coffee with the same rousing and focusing properties I've always enjoyed. If something I'm drinking isn't refreshing, it damn well better have a purpose. So I don't imbibe in energy drinks or water sweeteners or even that many sodas. I can only imagine they got Dew fanboys out there not wanting me to trash their heroes. But calm down. Mountain Dew is a big boy. They'll continue to do just fine without me. This isn't some tallied vote. This isn't a scientific conclusion. This is neither a democracy nor a TED Talk. I just get pissed off about a lot of things. And I'm a leaf.